Me and my boyfriend have been dating for 3+ years. We've been living together for 2. Last year, he started hinting about the possibility of him proposing soon, and extremely excited as I was extremely excited as both of us have known since early on in our relationship we want to spend our lives together. Around this time, he's jokingly about added a date and a ring emoji on his Instagram bio to prank his friends. Times passed and no proposal happened. Then he said that when both of us get our degrees, then we propose. We both did, and nothing happened. Then he hinted at proposing on my birthday, and nothing happened. Now a year has passed since we first mentioned proposing a while ago. I burst into tears and confessed to him that I felt like a joke and that it's no longer funny. He said that he still has his bio prank, and I said, oh, wow. And I said that to me, it was a constant reminder of something I was excited for, but that wasn't happening. He said he understood and removed it and said that he still wants to get married, but he didn't think he would have to happen. Didn't think it would have to happen immediately. Now he's hinting at proposing during the summer, but now I'm starting to reconsider whether or not it is something he wants to do. He still wants after I'm getting my hopes up and then crushed so many times. I've talked to him and he seems to understand my POV, but he also feels like I'm pressuring him. Any advice on how to move on from this?
I think a lot of people don't realize that there's a lot of work in this. I'm sorry. That sounded like trauma.
Wow, that's
Is there something you like to talk about, Nancy? I'm joking.
Oh no.
No, but honestly, like when it comes to marriage, I think a lot of people don't actually recognize that it is a lot of work. And I think from a woman's perspective, you don't realize that everything that you thought about the concept of engagement, I think a lot of women do think that men would all of a sudden understand the phenomenon of how to propose.
Okay,
it's a concept. And a lot of men don't actually have any clue that they are responsible for doing so. And because women do have the clues,
not anymore. Girls are going on their knees too.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. And this is why I think a lot of women are doing so, because men do not actually have that understanding. They don't have the concept. They're not given the concept. There's no one in their friend group even is aware of what to do. They don't have friends that they can go to that are even married themselves, rely on, or even have like other friends that have that maturity level or idea where it's like, okay, you want to settle down. These are the steps you have to do in order for you to do so. I don't think a lot of men have this. So for women to expect or assume or hope that men will have that idea, it's actually like you got to be talking to a romantic.
So there's lost recipes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this.
There's no one passed on the information
at all.
That's true. I also think that boy was crying wolf.
Oh no.
And selling wolf tickets. I don't think saying that the way I see it, yes, you can. Yes, I understand that it takes longer to propose. Weddings are not easy. Marriage is not easy. But to keep bringing it up, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful. If you're gonna say you want to get married to the person, fine. But if you're gonna do that, say yes, you're gonna get married. But if you're gonna post it on your thing, and the prank.
Yeah, that's a little.
Bring it up in a clue. It's one thing to say that I want to get married to you, and it's another thing to put clues to make it sound like, oh, your birthday's coming up. Maybe I should get you a ring type thing, and then you don't get her a ring. As much as people tend to believe that they can forget about things and get over things. No, that's not true. They're gonna remember it. People are gonna remember it. You keep sending these big situations, these dreams that people would love to have, they're going to remember it little by little. You said it here. You said it here. Look at the thing. She knew.
Yes.
She had each time.
Yes. But that's what I mean. Like that's even in itself. I don't think he understands the importance of marriage at that point.
Right.
Because if you're like out here, or just even the engagement, the proposal, right? Because that's really what we're talking about, the proposal. I don't think he understands the weight of the proposal.
No.
Because like people actually like bend over backwards to try and get that ring off of somebody, right? Like, so it goes back to that whole concept where it's like the maturity. There's no level of maturity. It's like, oh, it's easy to tell somebody that, oh, I'm gonna marry you one day. It's easy. But to actually do the steps to actually get married to somebody,
no, it's not easy.
people don't understand that.
You start realizing, I gotta deal with this every day.
No.
I gotta deal with your attitude every day.
But not even just that part.
COVID broke up their relationship because they have to be with their partner side by side. No work, nothing. You're sitting there with your partner. I'm like, you're like this all the time?
But you're with them all the time already.
You know what I
like
mean?
That's the part that I don't seem to understand.
But there's a difference.
When I was working,
When I was
working,
you were tolerable.
No.
No, I'm not working. I can't stand you.
But they're living with each other already. Like, it doesn't mean that they're far removed. Like, this is not going to be any different when they get married.
No. It's like you wake up, you run to the washroom, get ready, you hour commute to your place, you're there at work, you hour commute back. You may have like a 2-hour thing. You're sleeping in the same bed, but like you're not communicating either. You're sleeping. And then...
But now you're sleeping in.
You're married.
And you're there. You wake up.
It's no different.
You don't have to get up for work.
You're
you
still
look to your side. She or he is right there.
Right.
And then you're just like, man, why do you take so much of the blanket? Like, certain things that you didn't even think about. It's gonna... you know what I mean?
But you would be enduring all of that during the time of your courting before
Certain
marriage.
things hit different.
But why?
But the work, it blinded me.
Why?
I thought you were going to change after the marriage. I thought everything was going to be great.
Yo.
But then that's the thing. Like, and again, that's another misconception.
No, I agree with you. I'm just making fun of it.
Yes.
Because that's literally what happens. You're like, I was told this, and it was always, it stick with me. The person that you're marrying, like you're
right
about to get married,
now.
is the person you're selling with. That's what
the
you're
rest of your
married
life.
to.
Yes.
You don't get married thinking that person is gonna be a better individual.
Why not?
I mean,
Listen,
yes, you can,
honestly,
but
why
not?
not?
Saying you
because
can.
you know what? That's Disney for you.
That's Disney.
Honestly,
That's
that is Disney.
A part
I'm
of
talking
your
about
world.
evolution.
Yeah, even
not
evolution.
Talking about movies and stuff like that. I'm talking about actual evolution.
People can change after
Yes,
getting married.
this is true.
But some
But
people
do change. Some people do change after marriage.
Okay.
In the sense that their idea of what marriage is, they start to form into what they think marriage is, right?
Right.
It's the same as how some women, they say, oh, this is like wifey level service that you would be getting, what you're asking for. And it's like, oh, so when I marry you, that's the only time I'm going to get that? Yeah, because that's when I'm married, right? But it's like, that's how some people would say, okay, I will change because of marriage. But then there's other people where it's like, marriage is no different. Like, what I see today, you're going to be like that tomorrow. It's not going to be like hop, skip, jump. Oh, rings on your finger. Now all of a sudden, you know how to do all these things.
But sometimes it changes for the worse. Sometimes things get taken away.
This is true.
yeah.
Because it's like,
Some people they do
like, oh, this is
secure
a
the
check
marriage.
mark.
They do everything to secure the marriage.
Yes.
Like, oh,
They got everything to secure the marriage. So I'm cooking, I'm this, that, or whatever plans. Because when you hear cooking, it's like, oh, what are you trying to say? No, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm just saying, whatever things you guys brought to the table. Man, I said I wasn't gonna bring this whole. Continue on, guys.
No, but like, no, see what you mean. Like, there was a lot of stuff to secure.
Yeah,
mate.
to get the mate. Yeah.
And then when the ring gets on, all of a
Yes.
sudden it slowly
It stops.
stops. Yeah.
Yes, because you're not working.
It's a marathon, guys. So you gotta
Not a
keep.
sprint.
It's not a sprint. You gotta keep running.
Right.
There's
But some
no-
people's evolution is like, okay, because you know what? It's the same reason why, and I think I've come to understand the terms and the understanding from Caribbean elders when they said the person is your friend and then they are your husband or wife.
Oh, okay.
And I used to argue that all the time. But it's like, this person really doesn't matter until they become your partner, your lifelong partner.
Now, when you say doesn't matter, meaning like
You can pick up and go, this and that, whatever the case is. Cool.
right,
But like, you actually living out your life with somebody.
which is friend first, then lover second.
Exactly.
I mean,
That's just what it is. If you guys were never friends even beforehand and you didn't understand who they were before, what would make you think that they're
And
going to
that's
change
fair.
when they're...
That is fair. I think you need to be friends. Yeah.
yeah,
Unless it's like a business, unless it's a business transaction. Some people will be like, we can't be friends, but we do things for each other.
Yeah.
And the problem is when that stops, that's where
The shit starts going.
that's when things go left.
does that tie into arranged marriages too? Because technically,
I don't know. I don't know much.
Because
That
you can look at it as a business too.
For an arranged marriage?
Yeah, like some.
I think arranged marriages are more so for people where the concept behind it is that people find someone for you
Right.
who they think is best fitted for you.
Right.
Yeah, but at the same time, it could also be business.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. That's
It
what
could be the
I'm saying.
dowry and stuff like that, like, for example. If there's money behind it.
I was surprised when I heard about a dowry. I learned about a dowry 2-3 years ago. I said, "Oh, this, whoa, you don't say. You know, pay to make this work."
Yeah. Some people have to pay just to go on the date. Just to court.
Well, even people have to pay anyway for dates.
Yes. But just to court
It's not
altogether.
like we're splitting things 50-50 nowadays, are we?
I mean, it
More than
depends.
this now.
I mean, it depends, I guess.
depends.
I mean,
I
that's not the
mean-
status quo, but you know, I've been, yo, let me tell you something. I've been seeing something about dates. Like these people want like $300, $400 dates,
But that's
And
what
I'm
they
like,
are. That's how much it is.
which is $300, $400,000, $500 for a date.
It
That's
depends.
really how much it would be.
How much food are you eating?
That's not a lot. For a plate, okay, for a good plate of food, for example, right? If you wanted
Copacabana's
to...
like $60.
Copacabana is not $60.
It's not $60 anymore.
Whoa.
Okay, all right.
Copacabana is like almost $100
Is it $100
per person. It's like $80 just for the basic.
I mean, okay, Copacabana could go on. I like
Okay.
Copacabana, but like $500.
But that's $80 for just the food basic food
Okay.
menu.
No
Not
appetizers.
no appetizers, no drinks, no nothing.
No desserts.
Really?
Yes. So it's just that. And then you add the drinks, add whatever. Their drinks are probably like 10, 11,
Why? Okay, now
$12.
you know what? Sorry. Ping. Sorry. Like,
Whoa.
like sorry. Like I just realized drinks.
Yeah.
I'm not a drinker, and I never thought about that.
Right. And then you get dessert.
Y'all just
Dessert's another
depends.
15.
y'all dehydrated?
It depends where you go. Like some plates are like 500, some are 1,000.
No, I understand like the
Some
certain
200.
plates.
Yeah.
But I understand. But sometimes
And
I
then if
wonder.
you're paying for the person too,
Okay. Well,
that's going to end up being a $300.
Okay, I never thought.
plate
You
now.
know what? I thought it was $500 a person. I am tired. Guys. I am tired. And even if so,
Yes.
I man,
That's basic. I mean, like, and even if you went to Moxie's, right? Went to Moxie's and you got like one of their stuff at Moxie's. Moxie's menu, I think, for even just a basic, like,
some people don't like Moxies.
this is true. I'm
I
just
heard that's
saying,
not a
but
place you go
a
anymore.
basic. I'm just saying
Really?
for a basic.
When did that culture shift?
I don't know.
They just said like don't.
Well,
Listen, just for a self date alone, right? I got food, drink, and dessert. I think I ended up spending like $60 to $70
whoa.
just for myself.
But you
Okay.
can eat though. Like
This is true. I can eat.
You can have my food. Like
You're right.
You're not doing.
You're right.
Like
But now if I'm on a date
I'm just saying. Yo.
and I'm on a date with somebody and they're just like, okay, to pay now, they're covering my bill. Okay, say I eat a little bit more than the $65, right? Now it's $80. They pay $80 for themselves too. That's $160 right there.
Okay.
Plus tip, plus tax.
All right.
Because tax would bring it all the way up to what?
That's fair. Yeah.
Almost
you're right.
like
no, you're right. You're
almost
right. You got a point.
$200.
200. Yeah.
You got a point.
So yeah, you spending $200 for a date.
I'm sorry. Like I don't think. I don't know about the Moxie's food. but that white chocolate brownie is goated as one of the top desserts. That white chocolate brownie is amazing. And the problem is, you can't even take that home to eat it.
But what do you mean you can't take
I'm
it
not.
home?
You're eating it
You
there.
have to eat it there.
You
It's not the
can't. You
same
can't.
when
You
you take it
can't.
home.
You know, it's like
It's not
it's like the
the
Red Lobster biscuits. You take that home before. That's just trash. When you take that home,
Nah,
it is
still-
not the same. You're like, what?
Nah,
What?
Like the air they have in there makes it that
It's like
taste
when
like
they catch
that.
it outside, it's just dead.
No.
It is dead as soon as you touch outside.
No, I took a biscuit home and it was still proper.
I don't know how you did it
You had a good
because
chef then.
I don't
Maybe.
eat Red Lobster biscuits
Outside of Red Lobster.
outside of Red Lobster. I don't know how.
That's funny.
Like that is wild to me. That is wild. That's absurd.
That's funny.
I think she should have a meeting.
With
Like
her
with
partner.
the, yeah. Like a
She
serious
already
meeting.
did.
No. I think that's the thing.
A meeting.
Does
And
that,
man
does
took
that,
it
how
off
does that feel?
the Instagram.
But that's They,
And
no,
said,
see,
I hear you. But then didn't say any follow up as to what the plan is. Like,
but that's the thing. Wouldn't you want to be surprised?
see now.
Ah.
Oh, this is going back. I'm going to sit back here.
Wouldn't you want to be surprised at your proposal? Wouldn't you want to be surprised
You know what?
or prepared?
You know
like,
what?
Because what
Don't
if?
tell
What
me the
if
answer to this one.
Because you know what? Here's the thing. What if the lady is saying things in a way that she doesn't want to get married? You know, some people bring off that vibes like this. Is how you acting like, man, I don't want you married. I don't want to marry you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what if there's like a vibe that makes it go? I don't think it's the time because she's mad at me right now.
Or you read the room. Yeah.
You read the room. You have the ring in your pocket, and something happens in the moment, get miserable, and you're like, let me just put this back. This is not the time.
This is.
But maybe it is the time. Maybe that ring will brighten up her day.
But
I don't.
if
I
that is the case,
don't.
what that kind of sounds like you don't actually know your partner very well.
Yeah, I guess that's true. That's true.
Like you don't know
What do you mean?
how,
Why you
what
going
brings
in
them
your
joy and how to keep them in a state of joy.
Oh,
Yeah, I guess,
they're not paying attention.
Like that sounds like you don't really know your partner.
Not paying attention.
Let me ask you a question now.
Damn, that's crazy.
If someone does propose, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay? If someone did propose, right? And you weren't feeling it, would you say yes and give them the ring out of like would you protect that person's soul or insanity would you say no and leave him on his knees? Or you
If
say
I'm not feeling the person
yeah.
after they propose.
Or would you say yes and then tell him, man, I'm saving your embarrassment. I didn't want to marry. Like, you know what I mean?
That's a good question.
Because I know some people would be like, F your feelings, and just turn around, and the man's just. I remember I seen one. Oh my gosh! I remember I seen one. I think it was in Jamaica, and the man went to propose to the gal, and the girl was like, she was confused, and she walked off. She got mad. She's like, "We got proposed, but we still at time, boss." And I was just like, "Oh, priorities." I'm like, "Oh, priorities," but I get it.
We still take boss.
We still at tech boss, and I said, "Whoa." I see.
But
It's like, what are you doing? You don't even know my name. I said, what do you you don't remember my family yet? But to say that in front of everybody, I'm like, Lord. The man didn't even get up.
That's a risk in
He
itself.
walked off and everything. The man's still on his knees, thinking he's gonna come back like Milner.
Like you just,
And the man, you know that one Caribbean person that's watching the situation. Get up, brother, man. Get up, man. You can't stay there too long. Just kill the whole vibe. Get up, man. Get up. You know.
But that tells you like that they were not. Yeah. I think there's certain things that you can kind of just know whether or not, right? Like.
Okay.
And again, I think that again becomes another conversation where like I think men need to have that conversation when they're getting ready for marriage. Do you have the things necessary to have a relationship
I'm married to
and to
propose.
be to propose and get married? Because like I think again that's just it's not a conversation that men are having. They're not around people who are having these conversations.
You sure you want to do this?
Yeah, like I think that there's a lot more doubt and like fear that's being stricken into men to get married than there is support or
I
encouragement.
think it's the same thing for women.
No.
I don't know. No?
Wait.
Oh, I think that's changed now. Women don't really want to get married that much, do they?
It's not that they don't want to get married that much.
They learn to live without. They don't need no man.
Yeah,
nowadays.
you
It's
come
like,
to a point where it's like, how many years have I gone by where I am now doing everything that I'm supposed to be expecting a male to be
fed up.
doing?
We're fed up.
What am I supposed to do at this point?
Wait. So
Now I gotta fake and pretend like, oh my gosh, I'm
What was
dancing.
wrong?
wait, hold on. So like, basically, if the guy's thing's not in order, you're gonna leave him in the dust, on his knees, as the cold frost.
Yeah, because I mean, okay, prime example.
And then we talk
example.
about mental health out here.
So wait. So Z scenario, you're like, oh, Z, would you marry? Nah, you don't. Nah. And the guy's,
I probably would have been like her too. It's like, yeah, I'm still taking bus. Like, how are we supposed to be getting married when we can't even?
hold on. Nah, and he's just like,
You know, like
Yo.
prime example.
you just don't hear anything anymore. You just you hear your heart internally beating like.
No, you hear your bloodstream going. You're hearing everything.
They hear the chatter, the outside chatter.
But I feel like we would be having conversations enough to know like whether or not we are even.
She couldn't say yes. That's crazy.
It's like falling in
Ready.
public. You know when you fall in public? You ever fall in public? And then it's like you don't even want to lock eyes with anybody, but that one person you lock eyes with, you remember forever. You ever fall in public? That one guy person that you lock eyes with, they're like, they don't even ask if you're okay, but you remember that face, that shame and embarrassment.
Yo.
That's
Would you feel the way if they didn't ask you again?
No.
because you already said no. It's game over. The game is over.
I wouldn't.
If
I
someone
wouldn't
says
feel away.
no, the game is over.
No, but it's not. It's not.
You're gonna take that
no.
second shot.
Because sometimes I think that's the part where it's like, I think people need to. There should be another word actually, instead of no.
Oh, okay.
I think there should be because
If
like
you want them to propose again,
if you want them to propose again, because if there is a point in life where it's like this is not the right time to get married, you should be able to say
You said yeah.
this is not the right time. Yeah, like
Yo.
but you want to and you want to say yes, but like if you don't say yes, it's still a job not done and it's unsuccessful. And if you say no, it's unsuccessful. So it's like it's just not right time. Like it's just bad timing.
Pause.
your proposal has been
On pause.
Right?
sent,
Right?
approving requests,
Gee.
requests waiting for approval.
That's what it seems like. Right? And I think that's even worse
Anybody gets
than
hit
getting
with
a
that?
no.
If anybody gets hit with that and everybody's celebrating, it's like, oh yeah, oh wait.
Right?
wait.
Very lackluster. Yeah.
Damn.
I think that would be worse. But like at least it would be more honest because it's like I would want you to ask me again, but just right now it's not the right time.
Sometimes I don't understand when someone runs off after proposal. When someone's proposing and the person just runs away, I'm like,
It's embarrassment.
so it's a yes, so it's no.
It's embarrassment.
Oh, it's embarrassing.
It's embarrassment. Yeah, that's when they run off. Because you don't. What's an answer than no answer? You'll never know.
Wow.
Ouch.
A quick question for us. How would you feel if a woman just said, look, this is where I'm at in life. I like you like this. Please, can you just marry me? She either gets on one knee or she does it in a way where like like almost like a get off the pot type of thing. Like,
I wouldn't even know how to react. I'd be like,
yeah.
what's the matter with you? I'm joking. I'd be like, I'll probably be just okay, but I don't. Especially when it's out of your nature.
You're not the one proposing.
No, not even just out of the nature of the person's like. Sometimes you gotta think it through.
It's the same
Like
thing.
she gets down on one knee and says, "KB."
Oh, so you see that's the
Please.
problem because I
It's the
guess we
same.
got the right to think just
Exactly.
like you. So we can't say pending. We can say pending. So basically, in all aspects, we should all be able to
Exactly.
pen the
Yes.
approval we apply
Yes.
instead of proposing. Apply for proposal.
Right. Because honestly, it's like it's a conversation, right? Like okay, it's like this. Are we on the same page to say that the next step we want to now be exclusive with each other?
Right.
We are not, like we
Apply to
plan on
propose.
doing all these things now for the rest of us, and like that's the rest of our lives. Like we are now thick and thin into this. You and I, we riding this out. Are we here for it now?
Some people hear that and they go, "Wait a
Yeah,
minute."
They're
like, "Wait a minute,
You mean
hold
to
on."
the end? Like,
Yeah.
better for worse?
Right? Like, if you want to set up and
Rich,
now
if
have
we're
these
poor,
kids,
rich.
are you planning on? Are we
about
gonna have
poor.
these kids? Are we gonna raise these kids together? Are we gonna put that life insurance on each other? Are we gonna like put the school education fund together for these kids? Like,
Sharing accounts.
are we doing that?
Ooh.
Are we sharing accounts? Are we gonna start living with each other, or are we while we living with each other? Are we now gonna get into a house?
Myself?
Are we gonna get a mortgage? Are we gonna put things on our names, not individually? Yeah, these are real conversations.
And then the name change. Do you want to change your name?
Are you ready to change your name? Are you gonna change
I didn't. I thought that was just
this?
changing their names by default, and now I'm hearing that people don't want their names changed.
Yeah, they keep it the same.
I said, why am I changing my name? It's like some type of dominance. I'm like, why does it always have to be dominance? Can it just be tradition? But then I'm just like, I don't know anymore. I kind of just like, you know what?
Look, I just whatever. Because at the end of the day, like no, because like you want a name so, because the perks that come with marriage is like, if anything happens, it automatically goes to our children. So we don't have time for this child has this name, the other child has this last name. Everyone has the one name, so it goes to them. Insurance goes to them. The will goes to them. They get perks for the name, like. They get tax breaks, although that's been drying up lately.
But yeah, that's really it.
Well,
it's more than that. Are we even writing right now in order for us to even take care of ourselves for later on?
That's a whole different topic.
But
But to that person, I hope we helped you. I think we probably did more hurt talking about more of our margins and what could not happen. But hey,
I think we did more good with talking about that.
Because now she's probably think about it like
it's more informed.
I don't know if I want to marry this person.
Yeah.
Maybe the time is good.
Right? Maybe we need a break and then come back. Maybe
breaks don't.
They work. Yes, they do.
We're gonna debate this next time.
Oh my gosh.
Breaks don't work.
They do.
Breaks. Look at me, guys.
They definitely do.
Breaks don't work.
They do.
We need to explain that. That's actually a good cop topic. Do breaks work?
Yes, they do.
They don't work.
I don't think they do, but I mean.
Because you know why? Because then it tells you if the person's heart was true and fond for you.
Breaks don't work.
Yeah.
No, we're gonna go.
Okay, we'll get into that.
We'll get into that one. Breaks don't work. They're not work.
Okay.